Hey everyone, it's Naomi Ridley here. I'm going to go over my semester project of the Google Merchandise Store Analytics with you. Just briefly before we get into the actual analytics, of course, the Google Merchandise Store is the online store that sells Google merchandise. Pretty self-explanatory. So the first thing that I have here, and what I actually find very interesting, is that in this 1 month period, as all of my analyses were, there were 56,632 users, 51,000, 422 of those were new users. I did find that very interesting just to see that, not many of them were returning. However, as I did see further on in some of my later analyses, it was usually the people who were coming onto the website who had it previously visited. They did have a higher rate of actually making a purchase, which again is very interesting to me. I think that's most likely because they probably had something in mind. Maybe they were window shopping the first time that they were looking, and then they finally decided they wanted to make that purchase and came back. Here we've got some of the searches and how people accessed the Google Merchandise website. So again, of course, the searches was by far the majority of the people who are accessing the website. The behavior overview here, I've got the pages that were most visited in that time period. Of course, the home page being the landing page, it's going to be the most visited page. And as we figure out later on, there were quite a few that bounced after that first page there. So again, it's not very surprising that that one by far has the most page views. Top sellers here in this category looked like people really favored the clothing and the apparel, and then the drinkware, and then it did make that significant jump after those. All right. And so here's another statistic here that I find very interesting is the shopping behavior. Again, you see this very sharp drop in each of these categories. 73,778 sessions total, and only 95 had actual transactions coming through. So, I mean, obviously, something's not adding up here. Either people just aren't finding something that they want. Maybe they were looking for a different page when they first came onto the Google Merchandise website or thought that it would somehow be different. But even so, with the actual product views, look at that sharp jump from 73,000 to 15,000. That's pretty major. So I would think in my analysis here, one of the biggest things that I stressed was maybe looking into having some more diversity in the actual products themselves. I do like that right now the products that they have are pretty neutral, so they can be something that anybody from pretty much any background can be interested in. But I think maybe if they made something that was a bit more fun or quirky, that might at least increase interest, and maybe get a few more clicks with product views, potentially drive up those transactions there. And again, so my biggest recommendations here were first the design, of the actual products, not the website. Of course, the website was great because it looked like Google, and everybody knows what Google looks like, so it's very fitting. But yes, I do think that if they switched it up from just that minimalistic design, it definitely could widen their audience. Pricing, although it was kind of average, with these days with fast fashion places, and there's so many different places where you can buy clothing from. You have to have something that's going to grab attention and be a decent, accessible price in order for people to really want to make that purchase. And so I think potentially if they did drive down prices a bit lower, again, they could widen their audience, especially because as they're Google and they have such a broad audience. I mean, everybody uses Google. Um, Driving down those prices, making it more accessible to people from different backgrounds, and again, having different designs will bring in more people. And then again, I think the advertising too, they didn't really have anything on social media, and of course TV and print ads wouldn't make much sense because I can't imagine turning on the TV and seeing an advertisement for Google merchandise. But yeah, I think if maybe you saw something on Facebook, people might, think, I didn't know that they had a merchandise store, and click on it, and you could potentially draw more people in. So I think that the combination of those three things, it would definitely be a start and something for them to think about. Let me know what you guys think. I look forward to hearing your response. Bye-bye.